I don't even remember what my point was.
See that?
You messed up the flow. Conversation is like water. It's just supposed to flow.
No.
I know, but sometimes you got to take a pause and you got to remember. Okay, I was right here.
Well, I was. Okay, here we'll start here with the phrases I was trying to
I
get you
ain't
to.
taking any notes.
I was getting her, trying to get her used to the phrases that I was talking about, cause you know how you was talking about you don't want none of this smoke.
Yeah, I said I don't even know how I would even have that in a conversation. How that would even come up in a conversation. I get that people say you don't want none of me, and it's supposed to be a fight thing. I'm old school, so
But that is old school.
my thing would just be like, look, and I'm gonna use it. I ain't gonna use the B word, but I'm gonna tell you, look, B. No, you don't want none of this. You just no. You want none of this. I know that's what it means, but I don't have time to talk about the smoke thing. I'm just simply gonna say, look,
You gotta go back to the days of James Brown and all that. You don't want that smoke. No.
no. I'm saying I would only use the word Dr. Fight is when if I'm in a say an altercation and somebody's coming at me and I'm trying to convey to you how upset and frustrated I am. So I am going to use the word.
So you
Now,
won't.
I never said I didn't use the word. I'm just saying I'm never going to use that word to describe myself.
So you won't. So you won't in the middle. You gonna say, "B, you don't want none of me. That takes too long. You don't want none of the smoke. Let's go."
No, because if I'm coming to somebody and I'm going to say B, when I say B, it's coming up with B, boom. That's how that's happening.
Oh, so
It's going to be B, boom simultaneously.
So you let it offend.
Yeah, yes, and like B, boom, same time. Okay, I don't need you to react until I land one on you. So when I'm gonna use the B word, it's followed up with bop. That's how that's gonna happen. Okay.
Well, I ain't fighting no more.
Look, Dr. Mike, I'm too old to fight too. I don't fight either, but there's some instances and there's some circumstances that people don't shut up. So it's gonna require me
See,
to have to maybe put
And
hands
see,
on you,
you-
and I try not to do that.
see, and you get mad at me because I say,
I'm
I'm when I say is I'm gonna have to lay some hands on some people, and you get mad at me and I say, you like what?
This is how I am. When I'm getting ready to, when you're forcing me to have to maybe put my hands on you, I'm done with the conversation. I'm done with I'm not conversating anymore because then I'm gonna start to swing, and that's just what it is.
See, you have blackout moments.
Call me
your-
what you want.
That's your problem. Somebody keep going further, but you black out and you just go swinging. So
So I just say, if the situation start getting heated, or they start talking all that loud talk.
Uh-huh.
I just say with the young folks nowadays, you take some of the air out your chest.
oh yeah, that's the thing.
Now I don't mind that one.
Some of that.
I don't mind to take some of the air out your chest, phrase. I don't mind that
So
one.
they got their chest
I
cut
got a
and then
9mm 22 and an assault rifle that'll help pierce that air.
Ooh, ouch. See, you're carrying. See, I don't carry like that, but I have some things, but I don't carry quite like that.
you can get a threat. They ain't got no none.
Right. See, there's other things that I use besides those things. 'Cause I'm not really a gun person, so there are other things I have. But first of all, and they can handle you.
Now you can say that one. Take the air out your chest. You can say that.
No, if you're loud at me, what I'm gonna say first of all, take your voice down when you speaking to me, and I understand that that's what I mean. It's the same thing. I get it. But I'm gonna say first of all, lower your voice when you talk to me, because that's the first
But
problem.
see, America, our culture, I ain't even gonna say America, but our culture is a walking contradiction. I mean, I was in Walmart
Okay.
not too long ago, and I was looking for an old album.
Lord, he was
And I asked one of the associates, how can I find it? And
Uh-huh.
he said that, they sell it, but they sell clean version. They don't sell the derogatory version.
Okay.
And I was like, why? That don't make any sense to me. Why sell one and not the other? And they said, well, Walmart is a family store.
Okay.
And so we try not to carry those in stock. And I said, so wait a minute. You don't sell albums with curse words in it or derogatory language, but right next to the electronics section, you sell guns. Like, what
Ouch.
kind of
Yeah.
message is that?
Right. Yeah.
definitely kind
That-
of.
that's
You can't
definitely a
talk about it,
contradiction,
you can
right.
be about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That to me, that's a walking contradiction.
That is.
And
That
we
is.
see those contradictions all throughout our society, and many of us possess many of those contradictions. Like we will say one thing, but do something else, and many of us have certain ideological thoughts about certain words, but it doesn't mean we won't use them ourselves.
That's right. Right, and like I said, I'm not going to like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I don't
You know
use
the
curse
B
words
word.
or like I don't, but I use them when I feel like I am being
When I-
attacked,
When I
or,
want you,
I want to express myself and let you know that you done got on my last effing nerves.
like when you want something, somebody like you're being negative. You use a negative word. No, I want you to understand.
I
where
do,
I'm
I
coming
do.
from.
I want you to understand that I'm being very negative.
Right. I'm not gonna walk down the street and I see somebody I know and it's gonna be hey B. No, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Why am I
yeah.
gonna call you out your name? I may call you a heifer, but that's probably because I ain't seen you in a while. Like I have seen people. When I see them, I'm like,
Dr. Vice said,
I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, hey heifer, where you been there? I'll go that far, but I ain't gonna say, hey B. What do I look like calling you that? You gonna look at me like I'm crazy?
And this is what I'm trying to get people.
And then claiming that you're that B. You sound very ignorant saying that kind of thing.
And this is what I'm trying to get people to see. When you refer to yourselves in that manner, as in that B word, understand that if you refer to yourself that way, other people are
Don't
going
get-
to look at you that way.
Don't get
and
mad
don't get offended if
when a
they say
man
calls
calls
you.
you out your name.
Say it one more time. Say
Don't
it.
get mad when in the heat of a conversation he throw out the B word and then you ain't supposed to call him no B. He said, I just heard you down the street with your friend saying calling yourself a B. So I feel it's okay for me to say that to you.
Yep.
So you can't. So that's you can't.
I'm on the fence on that one.
What you talking about? You on the fence? You what?
So it's okay for her
Well-
to be down the street calling herself a B, but then when a man call you out your name, you want to jump all over him and curse him out.
Ain't no man calling me out. You calling me out my name? We have a serious problem. Cause I'm never
But
to be
see,
called
no,
out of my
you're
name.
coming at it from a different standpoint, though, El. You're coming at it from a standpoint that it doesn't matter if that man calls you that or a friend calls
First
you that.
of all,
You're
look.
consistent.
That was Brianna. That was Brianna talking. That wasn't me. That was Brianna.
But that's what I'm saying. You're consistent in your stance about the word and the use of the word.
Yes,
See, when you hear that word, you hear it in a derogatory
I
sense,
absolutely do.
regardless of who uses it.
Absolutely.
It's derogatory. So
Absolutely.
even if you use it, you're using it in a derogatory manner. What Brianna is saying is that this individual uses it as a term of endearment or empowerment, but then doesn't like when other people use it that maybe not share that same relationship.
Correct.
And I'm on the fence with stuff like that only because, like, we contradict ourselves, and that's what I was saying before.
Uh-huh.
We can't in some cases use this word as something that we are okay with around a certain circle of people,
Mhm.
but then not be okay with other people using the word.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
You got to be consistent. Either you don't like the word or you do
That's
like
right.
the word.
That's
don't
right.
hopscotch back and forth and say, okay, it's cool for us to use it, but it's not cool for somebody else to refer to me that's not
Yep.
us
Yep.
to use those same
Yep.
words.
Yep.
And to me, I understand the thought behind it. That's why I say I'm on the fence. I understand the thought behind it because sometimes you share a relationship differently. I don't walk around to random women and tell them I love them because I don't share that relationship with them. I share that relationship with my wife. So publicly, yes, I do say that. Now I do love my mama and stuff, and I love everybody.
Uh-huh.
But the connotation sometimes people get when they
Mhm.
hear you say it
Yeah.
means something different in every circle, and that's why I'm saying we got to be careful with playing that game where we make words empowering in one case, but then they're derogatory in another.
And like you said, my stance. I said it's derogatory straight up and down for me. So when I use it, I understand that it's coming from a negative place. Cause I want it to. I want you to understand where I'm coming from when I use that. When I use any negative words or whatever. So I'm consistent in what I say. I'm just not. Nobody's gonna refer to me in that way as a B. Not a so-called friend of mine. Not my fiance. None of that. We're not going to use. That's not how you're gonna talk to me. It's just not. It's just not. So I'm never gonna be on the fence with mine. It's either nope.
So you can find it on YouTube. This is not nothing that I'm making up.
Okay.
So I'm at home one day minding my business,
Uh-huh.
and I get a YouTube link sent to me from one of my preacher friends,
Uh-huh.
and asked me what I thought about a sermon. And the sermon was the guy read the scripture. Many people know the scripture where Jesus told his disciples to go to some house and get this donkey.
Okay, yeah,
And
right,
if
right, right,
somebody asks you about the donkey, tell them that I have need of it.
right,
And,
right.
and bring the donkey to me.
Uh-huh.
And so we know how the story plays out
Right.
out just the way Jesus did.
Right, right.
And man finishes reading that scripture
Uh-huh.
and he says, today I want to talk about bring your ass to church.
Ooh, ouch.
And he said, now turn to your neighbor
Ooh,
and say, bring your ass to church. Now we all know that biblically, donkey translates to mean the word ass.
Absolutely.
However,
absolutely.
so in the form of the word, it's not a negative connotation based off of the use in the Bible,
Uh-huh.
but the way he was saying it from the pulpit was way more derogatory.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He was in the pulpit.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
and so then when you have somebody turn to their neighbor and say it, as though it's okay.
Yeah.
I cringed and just could not.
Yeah.
I could not deal with it. Which goes to show that we have become real complacent with the words that we use, and now we've secularized certain things that have been spiritual, and now we're in the spiritual world. We're accepting more secularized stuff into the spiritual.
You know
realm,
what?
and it's very dangerous.
If I was a member sitting out in the audience at the church, I would have been like, ooh, ouch, yeah, I ain't coming back here.
I would walk.
That would have been me, because I would have been like,
Oh.
wow.
I would have walked clean out.
That's not even the worst one.
Really?
No, I was at a church.
Ooh.
And I was visiting a friend in East Orange, New Jersey. Went to this service,
Uh-huh.
and the man got up and said, "My Bible says that Jesus rolled many asses." And
Okay.
and his sermon title was Jesus a prostitute?
I don't even know what to say. Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, the language
Oh
in and
my
of itself
God.
people gain.
You know you're not
Different
supposed to laugh at that. I
connotation.
just don't know what to do with that one.
I'm still trying to process what he just said. I said, what? I
What we
got up and walked out again. I'm like, you know what? I'm going home. I would have been like, hold up. I gotta go. Where my purse? And I gotta go. I can't do it.
now in all of these examples, I understand the stance in which the minister was coming from. Here recently, I know a womanist theologian
Uh-huh.
who talked about the story of Rahab and
Okay.
how Rahab was a harlot. We know harlots were women who took money
Right.
for
Correct.
sexual acts.
Uh-huh.
And she said basically she's the hoe you don't know.
Okay.
And she
Dr.
broke
Fight,
down
he
in
messing
her
with my
training
head
and
today. I'm
teaching.
like, what the?
She broke down in her training and teaching of that passage on how you look at her as a sex worker, but you really don't know her and who she really is. And so she began to break down who she really was. And
Okay.
she meant more than the occupation she possessed. And I mean, it was really insightful. It was really good. I enjoyed the teaching that was given about Rahab. But the title in and of itself was like, whoa.
I think people do that now to kind of get the attention of younger people, to get them engaged. I think that's what they're doing, but I think that goes a little over
I ain't
the
gonna
top
say
for
no
me.
like that.
Let me tell you, the most inflammatory thing that one of my pastors ever said, what was the song?